If Harry Potter goes back to Hogwarts, he will be in mortal danger.
Ron, look! Wait for me! Come on, Ron! Harry! Ron!
And so, hello and welcome back to the Harry Potter marathon thingy. This is Harry Potter 2 for the PS2 specifically. Let's start. Loading. Loading.
Welcome to the Burrow, Harry.
Did any of you ever give a thought of how worried I'd be? Beds empty, no note, car gone.
Oh, Mum,
Could have crashed. Out of my mind with worry. Did you care? Never. As long as I've lived.
But, Mum...
Now get outside and start denoming. I've had it up to here with all of you. Except you, of course, Harry. I'm not cross with you.
You ready to do a bit of denoming then, Harry? Well, I'm not sure, Ron. I've been with the Dursleys so much this summer, I'm a little rusty.
Bullshit. Ron, that's your job.
Try casting Flipendo on the glass jar, Harry.
That was truly smashing, Harry.
Oh.
Now, here is the first...
Every flavor be.
Here's the first difference between the GameCube version / Xbox version and this one.
Xbox.
Yeah, it was on the Xbox as well.
Huh.
It was literally on everything when it was released.
Yeah, in the GameCube version, you start off in Diagon Alley, don't you?
No, actually, we go to Diagon Alley later. Both versions start here.
You know, Harry, you can cast Flipendo on a whole bunch of things lying around the burrow, and if you do, you might be surprised at what you find.
For example, in the GameCube version, they're all wearing their regular clothes, like say sweaters, whereas here they already have robes. In the GameCube version as well, when you smash that jar, that truly smashing bit is actually a cutscene as opposed to just like a quip.
Why would they make a cutscene?
I don't know. Also, one other thing, the GameCube version for some reason lacks dynamic lighting.
Oh.
There are gnomes everywhere.
Look, they're up in the rafters. Okay, Harry, target the little pests and Flipendo them off the rafter.
Like it will be more visible later. But here in this place, it's very easy to get rid of them. I'm actually trying to not hit them in order to get more of them beans, but it really doesn't matter. Because there is a limit to how many you can carry.
Harry. You've got the little pests on the run.
I thought this story was supposed to start off with us crashing into Hogwarts.
We'll get around that. But yeah, the main difference between this game and the PC version, for example, is I can cast any spell on anything I want, even if it's not going to work, which is fun. And also the controls are a little bit more squirrely. and you can't like cast spells while jumping and things like that.
You to meet our washing machine.
Huh?
Dad tried charming it.
Now it's anything but charming.
This is a good opportunity to practice some dueling.
Dueling?
And keep moving round to do cast for Pendo when the door is open.
Don't be scared.
Why are you fighting a washing machine?
Cast
You
What
should-
am I watching?
doors open.
You shouldn't be asking questions like that.
No, I shouldn't, but this game makes me.
Also, pay attention to one of the Weasleys and the lighting on him when I cast spells.
I already saw, dude.
Yeah, this game's kind of glitchy.
Almost got it beaten, Harry.
Like, we'll get to back in a moment. Get to that in a moment.
That sorted it, Harry. I'd love to see that in Aunt Petunia's kitchen.
You look like you need a chocolate frog. Here you go.
You'd have to knock the frog out before you can catch it.
Bullshit.
Right, let's go throw some gnomes.
That actually makes it better than than how the frogs were in the PC version, because they're actually easier to catch that way.
I mean, I get that, but like, instead of that, why didn't they just, oh, I don't know, make the frogs slower?
My
Or
first
make them
wizard
not
card.
hop around and instead hop in place?
It wouldn't be quite as magical that way, would it be?
It's a fucking living chocolate frog. It's already magical.
But it's more magical when it's faster than it should be.
It's more magical when it's fucking Speed Racer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to put your back into eating chocolate.
You have to fucking earn your chocolate in this world.
Yeah, you can throw those down, but sadly you. I know that animation is precious,
That's awesome.
but sadly I cannot jump down there. It's
Come on, Harry. The gnomes are waiting.
you can't fall to your death in this game. Let's say it like that. You can take full damage, but you can't like fall off the edges. You're not supposed to fall down. Considering the squirreliness of the controls, I don't particularly mind it.
It's like Harry's becoming less
We need to get a move on with the de-gnoming. Mum will go mad if she finds any gnomes left in the garden.
Look, there's one over there.
What you have to do is flipendo them until they're dazed and confused.
Wow, I've got to try this.
Then you grab hold of them and spin them round.
Wait.
It's like,
And chuck them out of the garden.
Nice one, Fred. That went miles.
Huh, violence upon small creatures. I've gotta try this.
You'll never beat
Harry's
Ryan's
facial animations are amazing in this game.
Yeah. Actually, the models in this version are completely different looking than the ones in the GameCube version as well. And there are a lot of effects missing in this version. Like, for example, this pond would have a water effect in the GameCube release. But you may be wondering, I'm ragging on about that all the time, and Nico, I've seen your collection of games somehow, and I know that you have the GameCube version of this game. In fact, that is the version you have played before because you're a stalker, and you would know that thing.
Wow.
Now here's the thing: this version's a lot more fun.
No.
Because a lot of things they changed in the GameCube version, well, some of them make it look
Right
prettier
on target.
or work better because the frame rate's much better in that version. There are some things that are infinitely worse or
A wizard card for
more
my collection.
annoying that the GameCube version does, and I don't want to put up with them anymore. But we'll get to them as we go on. Like one that you would run into thus far is every time you get hit, you lose money. As in, you lose the beans. You spill the beans. You can get them back like Sonic, but you can never get back all of them, and that makes actually collecting money a chore.
Brilliant.
Actually, it makes it worse of a chore. It makes it pointless because you can never carry the money back to the store. So you have to grind for money every time you're about to enter the store anyway. Like here, I would have lost my money. Right there.
So then why don't you play the Xbox version?
The Xbox version's the same. And this, like, you may be joking about hitting a haystack. It's kind of difficult.
Do better than that, Harry.
It was right on target. Fuck you, need to do better than that.
I know, right? One thing I will give the GameCube/Xbox version, the targeting system in those works way better. But in this one, you can get if you spin too long, you will just lose balance.
He'll just be like, fuck it. Just no.
Yeah. I believe like 8 spins is your max.
And Nico, you suck at this game.
Excellent.
How is that excellent, but hitting the target sucked?
Big day tomorrow. Diagon Alley, then platform 9 3/4. For someone who's never de-gnomed before, you've done an excellent job, Harry. Almost as good as Gilderoy Lockhart himself.
Thanks, Mrs. Weasley.
So yeah, here is one feature that I really like about this game. You can choose when to end the day. So like if you still have things that you would want to do right now, it's not like you do a cutscene and it's like, I guess you missed it. No, you can actually just be like, nah, I'm not ending this day until I go to the menu and specifically pick it. Because I still have 2 things to do. I have to get the record, which is gonna take a while. And also hit that fucking haystack. I had no trouble with the scarecrow, but haystack's too much. It's actually much bigger, so that's why it's harder to hit it.
I wish more games had that feature, though.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to because like say in Tales of the Abyss, you don't know that the cutscene is going to oh yeah, and they'll bite you. They're
all
not
those
like
side quests that are very time specific.
But yeah, it's like, do you want to move forward with the things? Yes or no? But
Yeah,
yeah.
but I was talking about punching haystacks, though. I mean, but you bring up a good point too.
Brilliant throw, Harry.
That's exactly what I wanted to do. Yes.
How did that count?
It didn't count actually. That was for getting the record.
Oh.
But I still need to hit the haystack.
Haystacks are evil.
But yeah, like I was saying, those gnomes cannot be worn as accessories like in the PC version, sadly.
Right on target.
Oh, now it counts.
Yes.
A wizard card. Great.
And now I've done everything. Oh, in the GameCube version, placements of certain treasures is different. Like, for example, the one that was up in the cellar wasn't there. Like, the cellar wasn't even there in the GameCube version. Instead, that chest was located in this garden. Which is kind of stupid, but whatever. Like, we'll see where there are things.
Mrs. Weasley woke them all early the following Wednesday. She took a flower pot off the kitchen mantelpiece and everyone grabbed a handful of flue powder. Harry had never travelled by flue powder before, and when he scattered the powder into the fireplace, he immediately swallowed a lot of hot ash.
Why?
Diagon Alley.
It felt as though he was being sucked down a giant plug hole. Harry tried to keep his eyes open, but the whirling made him feel sick. He closed his eyes, wishing it would stop, and then he fell.
That is the most confusing loading bar.
This doesn't look like Diagon Alley.
Now be glad I'm actually playing this game off of the hard drive in my PS2 as opposed to the CD that I have, because CD loading times on the PS2, in case you don't know, are a torture.
So this is where we start playing Metal Gear Solid, I see.
Not quite yet. But yes,
Not through there.
metal Polar Solid twin
Metal Gear Potter,
wands.
Wizard Espionage action.
Yes, Wizard Espionage action. It's gonna be a part of this game, and it's gonna be kind of hilarious how broken it is. But yeah, we can't really manipulate the camera in most like, the way we manipulate the camera is only set it behind us or move slightly to the left or right or up and down. And zoom in by pressing R3.
It's Lucius and Draco Malfoy.
Touch nothing, Draco. Ah, Mr. Borgin.
Mr. Malfoy, what a pleasure to see you again.
The Ministry of Magic is conducting more raids, and I have a few more items like this at home that might embarrass me.
Items that you are willing to sell?
Correct. I'll expect you tomorrow at the manor to pick them up. Good day.
Good day, Mr. Malfoy.
Now we need to
Don't
sneak.
mind me.
We need to sneak up to that thing and get that book. It's kind of silly what the book actually is, considering the context of the cutscene.
Right.
But we'll find out soon enough. You don't want to run because then, cousin Handy there is going to cast a spell on us.
Wow, the lunar spell. Maybe I could use this to find my way out.
So yeah, that secret is a spell for 10-year-old children.
Yeah.
Grade 2 even specifically says. We can equip it
Well,
on
he
either.
did say it would embarrass him. He wasn't lying.
Yeah, I can see that. We cast a spell and we can see in the darkness, and as you can see, our shadow actually reacts specifically to the way the light is coming from. And I really like the shadow work in this game, because like not only does your shadow react
Very
to
dark in here.
many sources of light, it also like vanishes the further it gets away from the model of the character. And also I really like how Lumos is implemented in this game, because this game is purposely made dark.
Uh-oh, imps. I better watch out.
This game is purposely made dark, so you'd actually have to use the spell in order to see what's going on. So that makes it useful. And not just like a context thing.
This is our first boss fight.
Sort of. Well, technically, this is how they do things in this game when it comes to enemies, because most enemies don't really die. You just temporarily get rid of them. But the health bars at the bottom is just like, you need to defeat this many in order to continue. Sort of deal. So yeah, there is one in the cage, and there are multiple empty cages. So this functions basically the same as the holes.
I got it. We have to break the other one out of the cage, and then he'll kill all the other ones for us.
Exactly.
Knew it.
And they're the same as goblins and, well, gnomes, in that they will try to bite you if you carry them around too long. And now that that one was thrown into the cage, or rather, no, I didn't actually need to. I didn't need to throw a single one. No, did I? Never mind. We can use that cage now that it's closed to get up on the ledge.
Eventually.
Not this one. I was actually curious if there was anything over there. I know there isn't anything over that way. Oh, and you get used to that. Potter is a kleptomaniac now.
You mean he wasn't already?
Well, I mean, he would be much more open about it, you know, casting spells, shouting them, you know. Here is just like, just grabbing everything he wants. It gets even funnier in the GameCube version because there is a specific animation for when you don't actually find anything in somewhere, and it's like he really tries to grab something fast, but there's nothing there. So Klepto Potter has failed. And we've already got the owl treat.
Here you go. Brilliant. Thanks, Hedwig.
I didn't know owls could operate ladders. What the fuck?
Well, Hedwig is a very smart owl.
Fuck me.
What this game was also released at this weird time period when PS2 was still superior to most PC releases. So like you can see how this game is way less angular than the PC version.
Don't fall through the floor.
Yes. Now, the floor glitches out a little bit in some places. Like, for example, there, it's actually supposed to be a texture, but it kind of forgot to load.
Oh, whoops.
Whoopsie daisy. And if you fall through them, it's not a game over. It will just, you'll just have to come back here. And here I was trying to figure out how to get there, because like from this angle you can't, because there is a beam going straight across it. Actually, you're just supposed to sneak right next to the wall.
Or can't you jump in this game?
No. Well, you can jump just like Link in Legend of Zelda.
Well,
See how
lame.
this... How it sort of glitches out of the existence. Clipping is a big thing. It's in some places it's almost PS1 like.
Is
But
it as
here-
magnificent as the clipping in 102 Dalmatians?
Not quite.
Aw.
But yeah, I really like the I really like the approach they had to lighting. While it makes the game really dark in a lot of places, you avoided the issue of having characters that just look like they're glowing all the time.
Right.
It's like you're in complete darkness, yet my character is just like still the same as they were always. They still have some painted on shadows, but it's more or less just limited to places that would be casted by shadows like these, you know. And Potter's pretty fast at shimmying around the edges.
You
There
peek
were,
around corners.
Yes, you can.
You knock on walls to draw attention.
Sort of.
Neat.
Oddly enough, even though this is Harry Potter, you don't have your invisibility cloak like ever.
Aww.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that in the when you have sneaking elements, a invisibility cloak would come in handy, but I guess you could argue that it would come way too much in handy.
Well,
and
you see,
sneaking.
Nico, the thing is, you get the invisibility cloak by when you get to the end of the game, you have to choose between saving either Ron or Hermione, and if you save Ron, then he gives you the invisibility cloak for New Game Plus. But if you save Hermione, she instead gives you infinite jelly beans for your next playthrough.
If only letting Ron die or Hermione would be an option, but then it would be too hard to choose, you know?
I don't know about you, but I'd go for that invisibility cloak.
Yeah, kinda. It would be pretty neat. There's only one game where you actually do get to pick your invisibility cloak, like at will from a certain point onwards. But it only really comes in handy for one thing, and otherwise you can just do that to fuck about.
Yeah.
And that's the fifth one, actually. But the side quest that you use it for, like as an optional thing, is actually very much worth it just for the dialogue that is involved with it.
Good.
And yes, while those loading screens may seem a tad bit long, trust me, they're around 3 times longer when you're loading this off of a CD. Oh, and pay attention to when Carrie casts slow-mos. It's kind of hilarious.
Harry, we hoped you'd only gone one fireplace too far. I was frantic with worry.
What's wrong, Ginny? You don't look very happy.
The flu powder went wrong, and I dropped all my things in the fireplaces I passed.
Would you like me to go and look for them?
That's so kind of you, Harry, but I think you'll need to get your things first. What was on your school list?
A copy of the Standard Book of Spells, Grade 2, from Flourish and Blots, and a new potion vial from Mole Peppers.
Well, let's all go to Flourish and Blots then. Oh, and you might need this. It fell into the hearth when you used the flu powder.
A silver sickle! Thanks, Mrs. Weasley.
Come on, Harry. Let's go to Flourish and Blots.
You know, I think if you dropped your shit into the fireplaces, they're probably all burned.
Well,
Just
it's funny.
saying.
It won't burn. It's made out of paper.